Good morning, my loves. When you come across this video on YouTube, you are special, for real. I'm just switching things up. Not necessarily mad if anybody doesn't watch it, but obviously you see the character of God because I study myself. I study you. I would recognize, so-and-so hasn't talked in a while. I would check. Matter of fact, just because I'm God, I check my own self. And I love God to the point where I would recognize these things, that I'm doing a shake-up, and instead of posting it on Instagram, I'm posting this on YouTube. So, you that watching this, I love you. And remember, I control all numbers. I know we talk about that all the time. So when you look at my Instagram, the numbers are 5, 6 video views, maybe here on my YouTube 8. I control all numbers, and I show you that by everything in life. Matter of fact, I don't have to get into that. So first off, good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm running my errands today. Finally gonna go to Target, get a few little items before Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, my Target run is probably the most boring run in the world. We talked about this before. I love Target. It's very easy conversation. Matter of fact, I'll tell you that conversation right now. I created everything you see. When I was a teenager growing up in the hood, I didn't really care about stores a whole bunch, but we went to them. I enjoyed them. Once when I got my license, I stayed in my car driving all the time. So I pop into some stores and stuff just to do my little thing and have a good time. Once when I moved to Springboro, Ohio, I would go on long drives. 555, Kristen, I love you, honey. I would go on long drives just all the way across town just to run to Walmart. I wouldn't even get anything. I might just buy a t-shirt or something and walk out, And when I became a trooper, I love stores, especially being a cop. I get a chance to walk in them. I love small towns. I love pulling into a small town and showing up in my trooper car, walking into the little local gas station and saying hi or whatever the case is. So South Florida was dope. Living in Bonita Springs area, Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Naples, Estero, all these shopping plazas. Now, of course, as God, we recognize I don't care about buildings and churches. I don't even care about old ancient buildings or anything. But, there's whatever floats your boat, right? And so I like this new age outdoor mall stuff. Oh yeah, and of course I worked at a mall, public safety security supervisor for 4 years, right? That was fun. I still haven't even had a chance to tell you all about it. Being in South Florida, I really enjoy the shopping. Going to Target, especially the big Targets where you can get everything you want there, the food and all the good stuff. I loved it. It's what makes me feel happy, especially being a guy who's by myself a lot. Let's go back to me being in the academy really quick. By the way, this conversation's all over the place, so just bear with me. Being in the academy with the Florida Highway Patrol and having the weekends off, 32 weeks, military the whole time pretty much. You couldn't leave until the weekends. So yeah, leaving on the weekends, all the recruits would pretty much lived in Florida, so they would all zoom out and go back to their respective places. So the dorms would only have a few of us who were out-of-staters, really very few. I would drive around Tallahassee and I loved it. I'd go to the vitamin shop. I would go to the mall. I'm 22 years old. I'm proud of myself. I'm really nailing this academy. I'm the guidon. I carry the flag. I'm the leader of the recruits, when it comes to marching and running and all this good stuff. So I was having a blast. So by the time I got to South Florida, it's the same thing. You work your hard hours as a state trooper and you get a chance to just go to the beach, and before you go to the beach, you get your little stuff from the store. So I really loved it. When I moved to Alaska was just a whole different story. I started at the academy in Sitka, which is, I created Sitka. It's beautiful, by the way, but there's not much there, which is perfect. So Sitka is perfect. And I switched between me and this one guy because he was gonna get Fairbanks, and he had a house in Wasilla. It was just this lateral class, meaning 3 of us had prior law enforcement. One was already an Alaska State Trooper before, the other one was a police officer in Ohio, and then me as a state trooper in Florida. The trooper that had a house in Wasilla, they were gonna send him to Fairbanks. And I have this rule of thumb where, you know, when I'm a new trooper in a new area, I don't care where I go. This is all new for me. So we had a couple drinks at the bar at Sitka, and I told him I would make sure we switch, so he would have Wasilla and I'd go to Fairbanks because he was from Wasilla. He had a house in Wasilla. And it's very common for the troopers to do that. I mean, they love to pull their strings and let you, you know, remind you, you know, you got to go where they send you type deal. So he cheers to me, man. We had a good time. He was thankful and all that good stuff. So I ended up in Fairbanks, by the way, divine. So not only was I cool because I am great, that's where I had to go because I created creation. And when you look at Fairbanks and you understand the land of the midnight sun and all these things, I'm at the right spot, all right? But Fairbanks don't have, or didn't at the time, 2012, Fairbanks didn't have Target, really minimum stuff. They don't know, like, no chain restaurants, all these things that I loved in Florida, you know. They didn't have any of that stuff. So it took a while to get used to. So the only time you could go to Target was when you go to Anchorage, which at the time was like 8-hour drive or a little small flight. And I didn't do that too often. I really liked where I was at in Fairbanks. Fairbanks is actually a lot of fun. It's a small community overall, probably the tiniest little city in America, really, with tons of people and a military base too, actually. But yeah, I moved to Kenny Lake. I tell you about that. There ain't nothing out there. So on the weekend, nothing out there. So on the weekends, I'd find myself driving to Anchorage. So there you have it. Drive to Anchorage. Move to Anchorage. Anchorage has everything. Restaurants. And I was really proud of that. So I moved to Alaska in 2012. Had this little homely feeling the whole time. And then I moved to Anchorage in like 2018, and I got a chance to like really sit back and say, man, you know, all the stores are here. I get to be normal again. Fast forward, I'm here in Oregon, and the Target I go to just is really lame. They don't have any music, and I don't buy the same stuff anymore. So I'm heading to Target just so I can buy some dryer sheets, some lotion, you know, nothing fun. And like I said, not having music playing in the store is really weird, especially when I get there at 8. It's real quiet. Everyone's still kind of tired. But yeah, I do enjoy it. And anybody that likes to, I spend a lot of time alone. I'm usually always alone. So for me, living in Anchorage, living in Fairbanks, it's fun to put on. You know, I'm working as a trooper all week long, so it's fun, hey, now to put on my little outfit, my little jeans, my little sneakers, you know, my boots, and just go to the store. Hey, y'all, I'm a single ass dude, and it's fun to me because I like to be by myself. I like to look around. I like to see people. I like to feel good. So I enjoy that. That's the history of me and Target. It's fucking awesome. Let me set this up.